Okay, so on this example, it says you toss a fair coin 4 times. What is the probability of 2 heads and 2 tails in any order? Well, I'm going to show you the tree that's needed to do this. So basically, first time you flip the coin, you're either going to get, let me start right in the middle here, you're either going to get a heads or a tails. In fact, you're going to either get a heads the first flip or a tails. This is the first flip. And then the second flip, you're either going to get yeah, do that very well. Yeah, let me try that again. You're going to get a head or a tail. It's too far. The second flip. So this is a head or tail on your second flip. And then the third time you flip the coin. So then, just going to get real messy. Yeah, you're going to get a head or tail the third time you flip the coin. And then finally, one more. You can either get head or tail on the fourth. I'm running out of room here. Okay, and that's the fourth flip. Two heads or tails after everything that's gone before it. This is pretty tedious deal. Okay, and then here's the results that are possible. So the results are this, for example, you go head, 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 head to get this result here. So that would be 4 heads. To get this result here, you would go head, 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 tail. So 3 heads and then the tail. To get the next result, you would go head, head, tail, head. So head, head, tail, head. And then to get the next one, you go head, head, tail, tail. So I'm just going to speed through them now. It's this result, P, head, tail, head, head. This result, was it head, tail? I'm getting lost. Head, tail, head, tail, head, tail. Okay, to get this result, the head, tail, tail, head. This result, the head, tail, tail, tail. That's halfway through the table. It's I know this is kind of a crazy problem, but that's the halfway, just to add some clarity there. And so then these ones are all going to be the same thing. So you see how these all have a head in front? Because they all started with head in the first flip. Well, these are going to be the same thing, but start with tails. So anyway, you can just follow it through. I'm going to go tail, head, head, head. That's this result. This result. Tail, head, head, tail, tail, head, head, tail, head, tail, 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 head, head. Getting close here. Tail, tail, head, tail, and then tail, 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 head, and finally tail, 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 tail. All right. So there's 16, if you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's gonna be 8 more down here. 16 different results that are possible. Okay, so in doing this question, for your notes for the exam, all you need is this. You don't need all this table stuff. You just need these 16 results. Just put those in your notes. That's all you really need. I'm just showing you the branching, that as you flip the first time, you got a head, then maybe a tail, then another tail, then a head. So you get that result. You know, I'm just showing you how we come about them. But in the end, all you need is those endings. So here we go. What do we want now? 2 heads and 2 tails in any order. Now you might have a different question. This is just one example. But for mine, 2 heads, 2 tails in any order, I'm just going to go through and find all the ones that do that. So here's 2 heads and 2 tails. Here's 2 heads and 2 tails in a different order. Here's 2 heads and 2 tails again in a different order. Here's 2 heads, 2 tails in a different order. Here's 2 heads, 2 tails in a different order. And here's 2 tails, 2 heads in different order, and that's it. So the chances of this is going to be 6 out of 16, which if you divide in your calculator, it's 0.375. Does that make sense? Out of 16 possible things that can happen when you flip a coin 4 times, 6 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them out of 16, right? Because we always do the number we want over the total number whenever we do probability. 6 out of 16 or 0.375 is the chance. Now you might have a different question that says, you know, what's the chance of 1 head? So then you would circle all the ones that have exactly 1 head, which would be this one and some other ones. This one and this one and this one and this one. There'd be 4 of them. See, all those have exactly 1 head. So it'd be 4 out of 16. So whatever your question is, just circle the ones that fit it. So in my case, there were 6 of them that had 2 heads and 2 tails in any order. You circle whatever they're asking you and divide by 16. The denominator is always going to be 16. The only thing that's going to change is the numerator, the top. That depends on what they say. 2 heads, 2 tails, any order, it's 6. They say 1 head, any order, it would be 4 out of 16 because there's 4 of them, but it has 1 head. 1, 2, 3, and 4 that all have 1 head, etc. So whatever it is they're asking, you do that. And there we go.